All right. Okay, recording. I did this wrong last time for some reason. I recorded it to the, which is fine. I ended up figuring it out, but I recorded it on the Zoom instead of like on the computer, so it was weird. Anyhow, okay, so I am super excited about this group. The reason I did this group specifically, you're probably wondering why this is a little bit of a split, but the whole purpose of this is because our team has grown, exponentially over the last 12 months. I have levels like 20 deep at this point, like really, really far down. Like I can't even believe it's grown that big and over the last year. It's incredible, which is, a huge blessing, and it's amazing, but it's really difficult to manage with, one person having that many people in one team. And I have one particular leg that's huge, and I have the majority of my champions in that one team. So that team is just ginormous. And so it's really hard because I ran that team so much in the beginning, because that was my primary team, that they had a lot of my focus. And so we ran with that side of my team, and it just grew really, really large. So a lot of my newer teams are smaller. That makes sense? So there's like this huge, ginormous team. And then I have a lot of smaller teams. And so I really want to focus more on some of my level ones that are growing super fast right now, and that's you guys. So we have tons of growth on Erin's team, on Jennifer's team, on Marcy's team, on Caroline's team. So you guys, I can kind of put you guys together, because even all together, you're not as big as that one team. So if I have y'all all together, we can do more laser focused trainings. I can put you in front of Casey and Michael and Natalie, and it's not 5,000 people on one Zoom, right? So we can ask questions. We can do like, hey, what do we want to focus on this week? Is there something that we're struggling, in your team that you want to like laser target this week? You want to get Michael on because we want to target this. Is there something Natalie can kind of chat with us this week about? Can we get Rob on a call this week? You know what I mean? So we can get together, and it'll be more of like a one-on-one, because it's a smaller group of people. That's it. It's not to like single anybody out or like not include anybody. It's just to get some really laser sharp focused training and attention to more people. So that's really my thought process in it all, because I have lots of other teams that need my attention as well, and I want to grow those people too, because of they're hot and they're moving, and we have a lot of MVPs popping. We have a lot of people sitting at like 3s, 4s, and 5s, and they're really hungry. We have Mike and Erin are sitting at they're rolling into Champ 8. Chrissy, running to roll into 7. So there's people that have teams really moving forward. And so to be able to really focus on them, we need to break it down into smaller groups. So that's why I'm doing this. And also, like, I can't offer incentives in the biohackers page, because I can't offer it to 3,500 people, right? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't benefit to do that. So here we can run contests and giveaways and incentives that are focused on a smaller set of people, so we can really be activity driven. So that's really what this is all about. And I think we're going to be able to go further faster. And I think we're going to be able to really be more activity driven and see some bigger results in a smaller setting. So that's why we kind of created the group. I talked to Casey and Natalie and Michael, and a lot of you, they haven't met a lot of you. They haven't had a lot of FaceTime with a lot of you. And, that's partly because we moved so fast, and because there's just so many of you, right? So in the beginning, I only had a certain amount of level 1s. So I introduced those level 1s. Maybe they met a couple of level 2s and level 3s, and then now there's a level 20s. They have no idea who those people are. So now I want to kind of get them in front of you guys, say, hey, this is Jennifer Brandt's team. This is Julia's team. This is Cheryl's team. This is Pete and Cindy's team. So they can kind of put faces with names, and you guys can kind of get to know who they are and have them as a resource and a support to you as well. So, I mean, obviously you guys know who they are, but you know, more of like by name, but not relationship. And I think it's important that I know for me that having them in the beginning and even now as a resource and just as a support was huge in the success of my business. So I want to be able to give you guys that too, and more than you're getting it now. So I will say that they're extremely busy. They're all managing they're in the same boat that I'm in. They have these huge teams, way bigger than mine. If you can imagine, Michael, pretty much everybody in the entire company is under Michael. So he's juggling, hundreds of, 100,000 people wanting his attention, but he's really good at, even if he pops in for 5 minutes, he can just say hi and, hey, what do you need? And I'm going to, just make an appearance. So Natalie, the same way. Natalie is always doing something for corporate. She's very corporate driven. She's obviously a trainer. She's doing a lot of things corporate driven, but she's always available. She does her very best to kind of jump on and make, right? Makes time to get on. They're texting me right now. 1 second. So that's the point. And, I wanted to I know just full transparency, because that's just who I am. If you don't know me very well, you'll get to know me over the next couple months while we're working together. But I'm kind of a, what you see is what you get type of person. And I'm, some leaders like to keep things very private. They're not super transparent about their personal business. They kind of like to make everything seem like it's awesome all the time. I'm just not one of those people. Like, if I'm struggling, I will be very honest with you. And, September was not a great month. I'm just going to be really honest. It was very hard for me. Between the hurricanes, my largest team is in Texas. So our numbers took a dive. It was just a really tough time. I had leaders that lost everything. That was, emotionally draining for them. It was hard for us as a team. We had to kind of put the business aside and be there for each other, emotionally and family first, always. So we were kind of trying to be there for them and go through that. And, that's a long process. That's something that is not an overnight fix. So we have a lot of families on our team that are still trying to, rebuild, and they're living out of campers and RVs with kids. They're not in their homes. They're still displaced from that hurricane. And so it's not, it has not been easy for that team in Texas. So we're still feeling that. And, prayers, many prayers for them. And my heart goes out to them because they are struggling, and they've been absolutely mind-blowingly phenomenal through it all. They've still managed to work their business. They show up every day. They've been incredible in my eyes. So they've done a phenomenal job to keep it together and work super hard. But the reality is that we work a business where you need to be present. And sometimes, in circumstances where you can't be, things just happen. And so, numbers went down. When you have awesome things like 35% off of BV because there's an awesome 22% off sale, which is awesome for the customer. It's fantastic. It generates a ton of new customers, which is awesome for longevity in this business, which is exactly what we want. But in the interim, it's a little difficult because it shortens your BV. So it in the interim, it makes numbers go down. Long term, it secures your business for longevity. So it's a good thing, but you just have to roll with it, right? So there's always little ups and downs in this business. And so September for me was one of those down times. It was one of those times where I was like, okay, get to work, make sure you're doing what you need to do. And I needed to, get in and plug in and do all the things that I preach to y'all to do. And so I had to do those things and make sure I was doing them every single day. And mind you, I'm still, this business is a complete, mind-blowingly awesome blessing. And the checks that we get paid are incredible. I've never seen the amount of money that we make ever in my life. And I'm extremely blessed and grateful for it. So when I say a difficult month, I say that loosely because we are very blessed in that. But I say that to say that October, I'm ready to like get back into a state of momentum and gaining into the busiest time of year traditionally for network marketing. So October is the beginning of our nutso, like insane season. I joined in September and it was like, I mean, Erin, same thing, she was there. It's crazy town. It's like, it becomes, I don't know what happens in October, but I can tell you, hang on, because it's about to get nuts. People just like come out of the woodwork. Everybody wants, you know, what you have. People start buying everything. It's holiday time. People just get into like shopping mode and everybody wants to get healthy. They start like thinking about New Year's resolutions, and it's like, I don't know, like the season for food, it's like people know they're going to eat everything in sight. So then they start panicking because they know they're going to be eating holiday food. And so like, I don't know, nutrition and health and wellness is like on everybody's mind. So it's just the time that we typically blow up. So we, you know, our thought process is let's utilize that and make October the beginning of a huge momentum for us. And I know that with everybody, you know, going into, we've got LCD for a lot of us in Louisville. We've got Charge coming up in Dallas, and I know a lot of you guys are going to that. Then we've got, is there something in November? But I feel like I'm missing one. I don't know. I know there's Epic.
Charge is in November.
Charge is in November, that's right. So we've got back-to-back events, pretty much like really padding into events. So let's just create like crazy mad momentum and then just build on that through the end of the year. And like my thought process is build, 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 and then celebrate at Epic. Like celebrate what we've done in 2017. So, you know, how do you do that? Like, how do you roll off of September? Because some of y'all did fantastic in September. And, you know, some of y'all didn't have a huge September, but you did okay. Some of y'all maybe went, you know, maybe you stayed where you were. Maybe you went a little bit backwards, or maybe you just didn't get where you wanted to go. So what do we do to get where you want to go? Like, that's my question to y'all is, first, you have to identify where you're at. Second, you have to identify where you want to go. And you have to set realistic goals to get to where you want to go. Like if I asked you right now, what's your goal for October, and you're at rank 3 right now, and you tell me you want to be at rank 6, depending on your activity level, you know, that may be possible. But if you tell me you want to be a rank 6 and, you know, you're not doing the activity level that I know that it takes to be a rank 6, I need you to know that I'm going to tell you, hey, that's an awesome goal, but with the activity level that I see you doing, I don't think that's a good goal for you. Like, I think that you should try to go for rank 5. Like, that's a great goal for you. Because I think realistic goals are better, because, you know, when you set yourself up for something that is unattainable, it's a letdown. If you say, I'm going to go to rank 6 and it's not realistic, then, you know, what's the point? If you say, if you're rank 3 and your goal is 5 and you're in the activities that's going to get you to 5, then you're going to get it. You're going to achieve it. And you're going to do the things that you need to do to get there. And then you can celebrate it, and you're going to feel confident, and you're going to continue to do those things, and you're going to get those wins. And so then October rolls around and you're done with October, and in November, you're going to crush 6. Because you've hit 5, you did it. You know, you hit those 2 ranks and you really did the activity, and now you know what it takes. And so you're going to pump out rank 6. You're going to crank out rank 6 the next month. So I think setting realistic goals is a really good idea. Like, don't, you know, set big goals, you know, push yourself, but make them realistic. So I think that, you know, at the end of the day, look at where you are and see where you want to be. You know, I have my goals for you. Like, I can say I really want, you know, I would love Erin and Mike to hit 8. But if that's not Erin and Mike's goal, you know, then that's my goal. I know that it is Erin and Mike's goal, but if it weren't, right, then I can't project my goal on Erin and Mike. they have to be the same. So if I go to Aaron Mike and I really want them to push for 8 and they're not going to, me driving them constantly and pushing them to hit 8 isn't going to work, right? Because that's not their goal. That's not what they're going to be doing. Their activity level isn't going to meet my expectation. So for me as their sponsor, we have to be on the same page. So that's another thing that if, you have to talk with your sponsor, and you, as a promoter and as a leader, you have to talk to your downline and see where they're at and ask them, where do you want to go? Like, what are you pushing for? Are you ready to commit to whatever rank is next? Are you ready to go for rank 4? Are you ready to hit, are you ready to push for rank 5? Like, where is it that you want to go in October? And make sure you guys are on the same page, because like I said, if we want you to go somewhere, if we want you to go somewhere, little yapper dogs, and you're not ready to go somewhere, then it's just not gonna, it's not gonna be good. Because my expectations, we're gonna get frustrated, you're gonna get frustrated, and it's not gonna be cohesive. So setting a good expectation is good, and open communication, especially when we're gonna be working together like we are, communication is gonna be key. I personally think that, pick a day. I don't know what works for you guys, but I'm trying to be more scheduled. Like, schedule is not, I'm like, organization and schedule is like bottom of my totem pole. I have a personal assistant now, and she really tries to help me. It's still a challenge for me, I'm not gonna lie. She's really trying to help me a lot, and I still battle her. So I'm a work in progress, but like, pick a day of the week and try to reach out to your promoters, or make it like part of your DMO, like every other day, reach out to like 2 or 3 people on your team and like set goals with them. Touch base and say, okay, what are your goals this week? Or, can we get together and figure out, what we want to do to help you move forward this week or whatever? I think we need to be doing that more. I know I do. I think it would help. If we know what our promoters are looking to do or what they need help with, then we can help. If we're not talking to them and we don't know what they need, then we aren't going to be able to help, right? And as someone on the team, you need to speak up as well. Like, if you need something, if you need your sponsor to comment on your posts, if that's something that you want from your sponsor, then ask your sponsor to do that. If you need your sponsor to encourage you more, or call you on the phone, or whatever it is that you're looking for, I would say be real honest and just tell them point blank what it is that you're looking for them to do. Because sometimes I'm that type of person, they don't know. They really don't, and they would appreciate if you let them know how they can help you. I'm definitely that way. Like, I need someone just to be straight up and say, hey, this is what I need from you. Like, just do this or this, and that would help me at time. You know what I mean? Yes. That's true. Like, the whole point when I reached out to my level 1s about this page, I said exactly this. I said, I want you to add the people that are working this business. Like, I don't want people that are just on your team. Like, that's, I'm not looking for numbers in this group. I'm looking for people that are running, people that are wanting to work the business and actually move forward. It's okay if you don't. Like Brian we were talking we had a Zoom for the champions, and there's a place for everyone on a team, right? There's always a place for everyone, even like different personalities and different commitment levels. There's not always going to be people that are wanting to run. Someone may just be here to be a raving fan, and they like free products, so they just joined as a promoter, and they maybe refer a few people, but they don't want to move forward. Like, they just like being where they are. They make $100 a month, and they're totally happy with it. You have to love those people where they're at, and just be thankful for their $100 in volume every month, and be okay with it. And you're going to have those people, right? You're always going to have those people, and that's okay. So you have to just know that that's the kind of person that they are, and that's fine. You're not going to add someone like that into this group, right? You're not going to want to push those people to work the business, because that's not what they want to do. So I would identify those people, And 9 times out of 10, those people will identify themselves to you because they just won't either respond to you, they don't get on calls, they don't get on Zooms, they don't engage. Those are the people that you love where they're at. You just let them release them. If they want to get on call, they will. I just, like I told Aaron, you'll know people that are running because they run next to you. They're there. You see them. They're visible. I mean, Brian asks all the time, every time you talk to BU, he says, who's on your team? Who's running? And if you don't name people, I mean, he waits for you to like physically name people. He wants to know who's running. And I'm the type of person, like, I will ramble off names because I know who's working on my team. I may not know whose team you're on. I'm not gonna lie, but I will know. I will say, yep, so and so, so and so, so and so, and I will ramble off names because I'm a visual person. Like if I see you on a Zoom 3-4 times a week, I know you're working. I know your face. If I see you at an event, I see you at more than one event, I know you're working. I know you're running. You know, if I hear your voice on a call, I know you're present. I know you're working. So if, you know, those people that are engaging and they're trying, even if they're not getting the results right away, like even if you're not someone who is racing to the top, but you're present and you're working, that's who I'm looking for. Because the activity is what's going to bring the success. It doesn't matter about the time frame. It's not what I'm looking for, because everybody's time frame and everybody's, you know, the pace isn't exactly what I'm looking for. Yes, we want to move forward faster, but the pace isn't always what, you know, is the issue. It's the activity and the engagement. We can work on the pace. We just have to pick up the activities and the influence and the skill set. So those are things that can be worked on. It's the people, you know, showing up. Like 90% of this is just showing up, you know? And so that's what we're looking for. So this group is for people to show up. It's to engage. Brian said tonight, like, engage and mobilize. Like, come here and then get moving. Like, show up and then do something. Like, that's what this is all about. And so that's really what, you know, I wanted to have you guys do, is just get on the Zoom, like, get in front of people, I guess, and let's start doing stuff, right? Like, what is the activities that are going to bring success? We already know what they are. Getting people in front of the product and the opportunity. As many times a day that you can get eyes on the campfire video, get them on the video. As many times a day that you can sell a 5 or 10 day experience, sell a 5 or 10 day experience. People ask me all the time, like, I mean, literally every day. I don't know, like, even if it's from a cross-line team or if it's from someone outside of Prove It, like, how are you successful in this industry? Like, what are you doing to be successful? Like, you've been very successful in 2 different companies. So what are you doing that makes you successful? And I tell them the same thing every time. I said, I just love people. I love people. I love people. I could talk to people all the time. And I actually care what people say. Like, when I say, hey, how are you? Like, I stay and listen. I know it sounds funny, but like, that's a genuine answer. Like, some people just say, hey, how are you? And they walk away and they don't listen. Have you ever had that happen? Like, someone's walking, they're like, hey, how are you? Like, what? They don't give a shit. They don't want to hear the answer. They just walk away. I'm just one of those people that I'm like, hey, how are you? And I actually care. And I'll stand there and talk to you, and I want to hear about it. You know what I mean? And that's why I've been successful. It's that simple. You just have to care about people. Ask them how they're doing and stay and listen. That's how you're successful in this business. You know, just care. It's the same thing. It goes along with the same thing. Ask people how they're doing, because they're going to tell you something's wrong 9 times out of 10, and you're going to turn it around, and you're going to somehow, I promise you, you're going to somehow turn it around because they need ketones. They're tired, they're frustrated, they're in a bad mood because they're hurting physically or mentally, emotionally, in some way because of finances or health. 99.9% of the time. Like, legit, every time. And we have something both for health and for financial. So, like, I look at it as, if Casey had not shared this opportunity with me, like, my husband would not feel better, and I would still be depressed and sad and broke. So like if I can help someone's husband not hurt, and I can help another mom not cry at night and be stressed out over money, then it's all worth it to me. So going up to someone and saying, hey, what do you know about ketones or ketosis, is not scary enough to stop me from helping a dad not feel hurt and having a mom not cry at night because she's stressed out about money. Like the fear is not worth not helping that dad or not helping that mom. Like I tell myself that every time I get nervous, right? So the whole idea is just getting in front of people and asking them how they're doing and actually caring about the answer. So if you tell yourself that, you will talk to people all the time and you will somehow share about ketones, right? And you'll get the opportunity in front of them, talk to them about the product, and talk to them about the opportunity. And that's really the only two things you have to do to blow this business up. Campfire video and samples in people's hands. That's it. That's totally it. And so you just have to really figure out like how to do those two things. And we already really know because it's watch, connect, experience, and enroll. So whatever you do really good, like I don't know what you do every day in your lives. Like if you play tennis, if you go to church, you know, if you're like the PTA mom, if you're the football coach dad, I don't know what your it is. I don't know what you guys do, but you do. Like I know sitting here tonight, like you know how to integrate this into your lives. You do, right? So don't overcomplicate it, just do it. Like just integrate it into your everyday life. Just make it like second nature. And my challenge to you as well is that take it off of Facebook. Like I'm gonna be really honest, I have used Facebook for the last year to grow my business. So Facebook works, obviously. 99% of this has been, for me, has been entirely social media. But I will tell you that now I'm taking it off of social media. Like for me to get to where I am right now from 9 to Legend, it won't be on Facebook for me. It'll be off of social media for me. If I want to get to Legend, it will not be from social media. So if I want to move from where I am right now, sitting at 9, and I want to move to Legend, I know 100% that I have to get off of social media. So that's my challenge. That's where I'm at. So I have to get out of my comfort zone and I have to get off of social media and I have to move forward into the community and off of social media and work that business into the community. So I know that's my challenge. That's what I have to do every day. And so I would just start doing that as well, right? Because, you know, it's important. I was telling Michael and Natalie this and Casey, like this sounds really bad, but like I went and took pictures with my daughters. They were at homecoming. And we went and right behind, we were on this little bridge. There was water and stuff by the river. And where everybody's parents were meeting down there to take pictures. And all the moms that were there were big. They were overweight. All of them. Every single one. And all the dads were pretty big too. And I thought, I didn't like, I just made a note of it, mental note of it. I was like, man, you know, and they were all like complaining about stuff. And I just thought, this is like a really good opportunity. Like it just made me like conscious of it. Like how many people really need our product that I don't share with, like that I haven't yet shared to prove it with. Like these people I see, like I'm at school with my daughter, we live in a very small town. I have 5 kids, girls. I see these people's parents quite a bit, right? I have not shared with any of those girls' parents that were at homecoming. Not once have I shared prove it with them. And they were all overweight and they were all miserable, right? And so it made me think about it. It was the last day of the month and I just was like, man, I really need to talk to these people. And so I just started, we were just chatting. And so I just kind of made conversation. I had 4 brand new customers the last day of the month. And they were all off of social media because I just shared with people in the community that I was involved in my daily life. Like 4. Like, I mean, and I realized that I'm like, what have I been doing? I'm an idiot. Like, I mean, it made me think, like, how many other people every single day do I walk by and I haven't said a word to them about Prove It? Like, how many times in our normal lives do we see these people and we never say a word? Like, I've been doing this for a year. I felt like I've hid behind social media because it's been easy for me, you know? And so many people in my daily life that it's a little harder for me, right? It's a little more challenging for me. I haven't talked to because it's harder. And so it just convicted me that I have to talk to people in my social circle and my kids' friends, parents, and people that are in my town because they need it, you know? And so I would just, that's my challenge to y'all. Just, people need what we have. And it's like, we just have to start being bold and sharing it with them because of what I said before. Like, how could I not? Like, Casey shared it with me. How could I not share it with her? What if they're suffering like I was? What if they've been praying for someone to share an opportunity like I was praying for Casey to share it with me? So you just have to kind of look at it like that. And I know that you guys are awesome, and I know you're probably sharing it with more people than I am because you guys are amazing. But I want you guys to get ridiculously, insanely bold and passionate about what we're doing here, because I know what will happen if we do. Like, we've barely touched the surface of what we're doing, and look what we've done already. Like, that's what flips me out. Like, it really does. Like, I was talking to my husband, I was like, we've really barely done anything. Like, legitimately. Like, we've put some stuff on social media, and we've done a little bit, and like, we've made a lot of money, and we've brought a lot of people into this community. Can you imagine if we went crazy with this, like, and got super serious and lit up about it? Like, I cannot even imagine. So, like, I want to get super excited about this, and I want to, like, run with you guys and, like, launch your communities and launch your best friends communities and launch your best friends communities. And I just want to go straight ham. And, I want to watch your guys' dreams start to become a reality, because I know over the last year, watching ours start to become a reality has been super amazing. And like I said, I feel like we've barely just started doing anything. And so it's amazing. And I know that we could do so much more. And I want to. Like, I know me personally, I know I could do much more. Much, much more. And so, like, I am committing to you to do much more. So I know, I want you to know that you have my commitment, and I want yours. Like, just let's do this thing. Let's do it right now while we can. While we have the support of, our uplines, of our community, of this company. We have, I don't know how many, all of you are probably on the State of Play call, like, just listening to Dr. Poff. Holy cow, man. Like, whew, that gets me fired up too. And like, Rob, holy smokes. Like, just being in the presence of these type of people is super awesome. Like, these people are way smarter than me, super smarter than me. And like, just hearing them gets me all goosebumped and crazy. So we have something super awesome. So let's just grab hold of those things and go crazy with it. I'm like super pumped up and excited, and I know that you guys are too. So like, let's use this group. Let's take this and like the opportunity that we have to like spend some time together, get some laser sharp focus, trainings, and just dive in with it. Let's utilize each other in chats. Let's get mixers going. Let's feed into Zooms, like get some mixers going at the house, and then, use the Zooms at the mixers, whatever we got to do. But let's just start pulling this thing up.
Hey, Kelly.
Ma'am?
Can I throw something in real fast?
Of course.
I'm super excited. There's about 20 people off of just Mike and I's team on here. So I wanted to take a second, since they're on here, something that I know that I have not been good at as a team leader is connecting with all the new people in our team and making sure they're hitting Go Pro and Go MVPs. The Pulse doesn't always update. I don't always get alerts of new people coming in. And so I sat down Saturday, printed out all of the reports that shows everyone in my team that's Go Pro, Go MVP within that time frame, I've reached out to people. One thing I want to make clear to my team that's on here is if I reach directly past you to a new person or something, do not be offended. Don't think I'm stepping on toes. That is my job as a leader to connect with them. Mike's on here too. He's actually driving home from Colorado right now. So that's just something I want you all to be aware of. I know Mike and I have talked to Chrissy about it. We are all going to try and be better because GoPro and Go MVP are so huge to your business. If you bring somebody in and they hit that in their first week, they're not going to leave. That's a lot of money right off the bat. Like when I very first started talking with Kelly, my introduction to the company was Kelly and Michael. Kelly didn't say anything because Michael was the validator. So imagine your very first introduction to this business being Michael Rutherford. I was like completely blown away. He had me so jazzed and pumped up. And then I started working with Kelly. We hit GoPro on day 7. We hit MVP on day 8. And the rest is history. At the end of this month will be a year. So I want you guys to all understand, not just for you, but for your whole entire team and your whole entire business and everybody you talk to, how vital those steps are. If they don't hit them, it's not the end of the world, but it is our job as their leaders, no matter how high we have to go to get them those steps. So that's just something I wanted you all to be aware of that Mike and I are really working on. I want you all to be working on it with your people as well. The connecting needs to happen. There's a lot of people that aren't getting connected up, and that is like super vital to your business. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, there's zero excuse not to hit GoPro or MVP. It's partly your sponsor's responsibility for you to hit GoPro and MVP. I'll just say that. I feel super passionate about that. Like, it's our responsibility to help you guys get to GoPro and MVP. So work directly with your sponsor. Like, stay attached to your sponsor for like 30 days minimum. I joked around and said, stay on the boob for 30 days. Like, you're on the num-num, as Mike would say, for 30 days. Like, don't get off the boob at all until 30 days is over. Like, stay attached to your sponsor. Like, everything you do it with your sponsor. Every three-way chat, every phone call, everything. You stay plugged into the huddle calls. You get on every Zoom. You get on every corporate call. Like, you plug into everything. $2,500 is a lot of money. That's not something you want to miss out on. And so I made a Zoom. I have 2. I have an older one that I did in the beginning, but I redid another Zoom, I think it was last week, about GoPro, and MVP. So if you haven't seen that, go watch it. It's in the biohacker stage. Really good. You guys, it's, GoPro and MVP, it's a vital part of your business. You want to hit that. And it's super, I wouldn't say easy, but it's simplistic. It's just getting some customers and like a couple promoters, maybe even not even promoters, just customers, really. So you definitely want to hit that. And you want to hit MVP because in the future, when you hit Champ 7, you want to get the pools. So that's something you need to do for your future. So those are super important. And connections, absolutely. Like, connecting is it's the most underutilized tool that you have, and it's the most important. So one thing I will say about the Connect, we're not here to do this business for you. Like, don't take advantage of your sponsor. Don't expect them to do the work for you, but have them support and validate you. Like, they're here to validate what you're saying. So if, I think it was Michael. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 5. So if I were to call up one of my friends in the beginning of this and start talking about being super uber healthy and all ketogenic and stuff, they would have laughed in my face and been like, Kelly, we know you. You know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't have believed a word of that, right? Because they would be like, girl, I know you. Like, if this isn't, Mick Ultra or white wine, we don't believe a word you say. So they wouldn't have bought that, right? But if I brought Natalie or Casey or Michael and they were talking about ketones and the ketogenic diet and super healthy stuff, then they might buy into that, right? That's what the validation is about. It's not, you're not the expert, and you're not saying, hey, I know all this stuff about ketones now. I just started this new company and now I'm an expert. It's not that. It's, hey, I found something super awesome. I really like it because I'm not tired. Here's this super cool guy, Michael. He knows a lot about it. You know, check this out, or hear his story. It's not you're trying to say that you know all this stuff because your friends aren't going to believe you, right? That's the whole point of the validation. So it's not that you want them to do the work for you. It's that you want them to validate what you're saying. Like, hey, I like this stuff. This is why I like it, because I'm not tired anymore, or whatever you like it for. So you have to, like, you know, start the conversation. You have to, like, introduce. You have to, like, you know, say why you're putting them into a chat. Like, hey, this is my friend so-and-so. You know, she watched the campfire video. She's interested in the product, blah, 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 whatever. Don't just throw someone in a chat and not say anything. You have to kind of, you know, do the groundwork and then connect them with someone and let them know why you're connecting them. That's the whole point of the connection. But utilize your sponsor. That's what the connect is for them to validate what you're doing. It's to validate why you love the product, and to validate the product itself, and to validate the company, the business, the, you know, all the things that we're doing in the company, and to help you either gain a customer or gain a promoter. That's what the connection is for, is just to give them third-party tools that will, you know, validate the product, why you love it, or validate the business and why you're doing it. That's the whole point of the connection. So utilize the connect, because it's going to get you the customer or the promoter. That's the whole reason for it. So don't skip that part. If you're skipping that part, that's why you're not moving forward. Definitely connect. All right, what else? I want to wrap this up, but okay, so
Kelly.
Yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Where are you? There you are.
Can everybody
Yes.
hear me okay?
Yep.
Hey, I just wanted to throw in, it kind of touches on both of those, or if you could touch on it. How going back to the basics, because Aaron and I have been talking a lot about when we were really growing fast, and when everybody at the beginning was really exploding fast, was really focusing on that GoPro, Go MVP, Go All-Star.
Mm-hmm.
And we were really helping and duplicating that. And I think once you start building a team, you stop doing that yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then your people will do what we do, right? Because they're doing what we're telling them to do. So if we stop getting that new volume and generating, and they see that we're not bringing in new people, it's not duplicatable. So I think if we just always, even if we're past the GoPro, Go MVP, or wherever we're at, always shoot for that goal of ourselves, the same activity monthly, every week, to hit that activity for your monthly goal. So just shoot, like, every time you're going, every month you're going for GoPro, Go MVP, and help other people go All-Star. And I think that duplication and staying back to the basics will really help us grow faster.
Yeah, for sure. I know that's 100% true. Like, it's so easy, because a lot of you are like on this. I don't see everybody. I'm trying to scroll over and see, but a lot of you guys are like rank 3s, rank 4s, some rank 5s. Like, you get out of the you know, GoPro and MVP activity. You get out of that phase 1 activity because you're in management, right? You're busy, you know, coaching, and you're busy doing those 3 ways and sharing those validations and those tools. So you stop doing the phase 1 activity, and that's dangerous. You don't ever want to get out of phase 1 activity, because phase 1 activity is what moves you further, faster. You never, ever want to get out of phase 1 activity, even as a champ, because as soon as you do, it's exactly what Mike said. The duplication stops. Actually, the duplication doesn't stop, but they duplicate what you're doing, and they don't do phase 1 activity. So then, you know, your team stops doing it, and you stop doing the numbers. I was talking to my uplines about this too, is that I personally loved having GoPro, that you had to have a new promoter. Like, the old GoPro, like, we had a hard one when we first started. You had to have promoter volume. You had to have a new promoter with an experience pack. It wasn't, now you can have whatever you want. You can have all customer volume. You didn't used to have that. You used to have a promoter pack and 2 customers. Now you can have whatever you want. I liked it because it pushed you, you know, to get out there and share this opportunity. And I like that. So for me, I always have it in my mind, get out there and get at least 1 promoter. Like, you need to sign an experience pack. And I was telling myself, I was like, man, I miss the days of, like, those big, huge weekly checks. Like, we were bringing in obscene weekly checks because we were in recruitment mode. We were bringing in people with experience packs. And, you know, those weekly checks kind of slowed down or got a little smaller. And those monthly checks were bigger because we were growing a bigger customer base. But if you want a really big weekly check, a substantial weekly check, you have to continually recruit, because that weekly check is your promoter volume. And you want people to share this conversation, because that means more people are drinking ketones. And so bringing people in, even if they don't buy an experience pack, if they buy a family pack or whatever they buy, you're still getting paid those promoter checks on the Fridays. So you want to keep sharing the conversation and setting a goal to reach your GoPro, even though you're already in a GoPro. Get yourself an experience pack and 2 brand new customers. Just set that as a goal, even if it's, you know, a mental goal to keep it in the back of your head. Hey, I need to get 2 customers and a promoter, you know, this month. I want to continue to hit GoPro every single month. You know, just keep that in the back of your head, just so you keep it there and say, hey, I need to be in phase 1 activity. I need to keep my phase 1 activity. Super important. I think everybody should always keep that, you know, keep that in the back of their mind. Phase 1 activity is what pays. Phase 1 activity is what helps you grow too, and it's extremely duplicatable. And everybody needs to be in phase 1 activity, for sure. I was going to mention, so what's today? Monday, right? So Tuesday, where's my list? We're changing things up this week a little bit. And I'm going to have this schedule out tomorrow. I'm doing in the morning. So, but this week, Tuesday, we're going to do a Zoom at 8 o'clock for potentials early. So it's going to be before the state of play call.
So that's 8 Eastern. That's 8 Eastern for everybody that's not familiar with that.
Yes, 8 o'clock Eastern. It's going to be a 30-minute call, and it's going to be a call to action. So it's going to be like a pre-state of play call. We're going to kind of talk about the state of play call. We're going to kind of give them a call to action to get on the state of play call. So it's going to be a call for potentials, and then we're going to drive them to the state of play call. So we're going to urge them to get on the state of play call at 9:15. And then Wednesday, we are going to do a 9 p.m. training call on how to do Zooms. So it's going to be very specific on how to introduce people, how to edify people on Zoom, how to do a 60-second testimony, what life was like before Prove It Keto Us, what life is like after keto, and just kind of how to increase your attendance on Zooms and on calls, how to get people to, you know, how to invite, how to get people to attend, and how to close with a call of action. So it's going to be very specific to a skill set of inviting and call to actions for Zooms. And then Thursday, we're going to do a potential Zoom at 8 Eastern, and then we're going to do a 9 o'clock training. It's going to be, we're going to do Thursdays, we're going to go back and forth between a new promoter and a skill set. So sometimes we may have Natalie, hopefully we're going to get Natalie or Michael, we may have Rob, or we may have a special guest do a specific. So I'm going to do like a poll in the team page. So I'm going to give you guys like you'll have like maybe 3 choices of something, a skill set that you really think that, you know, your team could utilize, and you'll be able to pick it. And then that Thursday, that's what we'll focus on at 9 o'clock Eastern. And then the next Thursday, we'll do a new promoter onboarding. So that'll be every other. And then Saturday mornings at 11, I know that that's the Saturday morning progress call. Does anybody plug into the Saturday morning progress calls? I don't either. Do you do? I have not. I every once in a while, I'll be honest, I haven't really. I used to. They're not always of like super great content. I think that Prove It's still trying to work that out, of trying to figure out, you know, how to really plug those in. So until that kind of they work that out, I think we're going to utilize Saturday mornings at 11. And we're going to do new promoter onboarding on the opposite Thursday. So if we do new promoter onboarding on that Thursday, then we'll do a skill set on a Saturday. If we do a skill set on that Thursday, then we'll do new promoter onboarding on a Saturday morning at 11. That way, people who can't, new promoters at work or whatever during the week, then they can onboard on a Saturday. So you can, you know, because I have some people that absolutely cannot get on it in the evenings. So this way they can onboard on a Saturday morning at 11. So we've got some cool stuff almost every day. If they can't get on one day, they can get on another. We're trying to give lots of options for people to be able to get on. So we're really excited. We're trying to get some really good cross-line leaders and some other really cool people on to give us some trainings as well, and just some encouragement and kind of share what they're doing that's working, and just share some of their skill sets and insights. And I think that'll be fun. It's always nice to hear from new people. Like Brian said tonight, it's nice to hear from different voices. Sometimes having a fresh voice, maybe you'll gain a nugget of insight or something that you may like or hear, that you could be exactly the same information, but hearing it from someone else just rings a bell, and you kind of take it in, and it's awesome. So anyhow, let me see if I missed something here. Checking this chat. You guys are awesome. I'm super excited about October. I really just have this really good feeling. I think it's going to be a fantastic month. I'm really excited about this group. I know that we're just going to be able to plug in and kind of light some fires and really be able to get some stuff going on a smaller scale. So hang on one second. Make sure I didn't miss anything in this chat. All right, awesome. All right, anything else before I let you guys go? Questions, comments, anything? You good? All right, go to bed.
Let's blow it up. That's what I got to say.
All right, super awesome. All right, well, I will talk to you guys soon. Good night.
Bye, guys.